Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm, your when we have something to talk about it, we'll talk about it. Then Endwalker will come out and go back to being a weekly show podcast. Yeah, I just thought of that right now. This week, we're going to be doing something a little bit special. Just this last weekend, an online convention in-game in Final Fantasy XIV just took place, Lunarcon. And, well, we want to poke into the brains that were behind it, because that is quite the undertaking. So, that's what our show is going to be about. It's going to be a post-wrap for Lunarcon, and, you know, maybe we'll ask them some questions about next year. You know, maybe we'll just poke them for that. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Happy, and, of course, joining me is Sly. Wouldn't have the show without him. By the way, love the shirt, Sly. Big fan of the WSLY shirt. You guys all see that in a second. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How you doing?
I would like my cats to let me sleep. That's how I'm doing. Don't get two cats and let them sleep in the bed with you, Sly, because you won't anymore. Or do, because they're cute. Yeah. Either way. Works for me.
Either way. Yeah.
And for our guests, we have two to introduce, and we'll do that one at a time. First, we have one of the brilliant minds, and they are both brilliant minds, behind Lunarcon. We have Shenpai. How are you doing?
Hello! I'm doing really good. A little tired still from everything.
You know
everything
right.
See, you have a better reason to be tired than me. My cats are cute is the reason I'm tired. Yours is hard work.
No. This is Shin, aka Miss. I'm too tired and I'm gonna take a week off, aka I'm gonna play Souls this entire week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but it's there's something so different about just playing for yourself than playing for the stream.
Yep.
So unfortunately, you really can't take the stream out of the streamer. It's just unfortunate, and I realized that like the day after the con, I was miserable.
I'm sure we can go into a little more detail about the cooldown period afterwards. I'm sure that's something people are going to be interested in. But we do have, of course, the other brilliant mind that we brought on, and that is CrystAAHHL. I'm sure many of you know both of our guests quite well, so it's good to have both of you on for the first time. How are you doing, CrystAAHHL?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Wow, we have energy on the right side of the podcast stream. We have tired on the other side.
Yep.
Me and Sly will carry it. We got it.
I have to ask one question about the name. Why the capital letters, the AAHHL?
Oh gosh. My name comes from theater from college. Okay. My technical director gave all of the theater students that came in like stage names. So when he looked at me, he looked at me and just went like CrystAAHHL, and he like emphasized the end. So I felt like I had to capitalize the end for like the screaming part, and I just kept it ever since. So I just blame my technical director.
See, I hear the Boondocks way they pronounce it when I hear CrystAAHHL. I hear it like
I don't watch the Boondocks.
Yeah.
Sly immediately knew. Sly.
Oh no, I don't know. I feel like I need to know now.
No, it's nothing bad. It's just the way they say it. It's like
okay.
It's like smooth at the end, even though it's
smooth
loud.
as shit at the end.
Yeah, smooth.
Oh.
There you go. See, either way, it's entertaining. It's good to have both of you on. Thank you. I didn't expect for us to be able to do a show about this week. So even though my afternoon's going to be a little crammed after this, I had to make sure that it happened as soon as possible because Lunarcon just took place just this last weekend. And I'm sure a lot of people want to poke your brains about everything. Before we get started, quick sponsor reach. Shout out to our sponsor, Steel Series. We've been supporting. We are not doing giveaways currently with them just because the shows are really inconsistent, so they're kind of hard to do. But we will be continuing weekly giveaways for those once Endwalker comes out. But they're still sponsoring the show all the same. And of course, thank you to our sponsors over on Patreon. They don't have to support us for any particular reason because the show is free. All the content's free. But they do anyway. So thanks. That's it. And our sponsors, our Patrons of Darkness, Khuja Cross on Jenova and Kurenai Oni, who've gone above and beyond. Thank you to both of them and to everyone for tuning in. Okay, so I'll be honest. I started to write show notes for this, and then Sly did a way better job. So, which is, for you two, in case you didn't know, that's very normal.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Because we are very laid back most of the time. We don't want people to feel like they got to be all formal. Just shake loose. Talk about some things. Have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were formal enough last weekend, so.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Not doing that anymore.
So this is your time to relax.
Yes.
You're half dead anyway, Shin. So just relax. It's okay.
This isn't like fix the tie. Make sure the little. This isn't that. No.
Right.
So, Sly, since you wrote the show notes, I'll let you kick us off.
All right. So, seeing that we had online fan fest like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Did the planning for Lunarcon begin before online fan fest or after?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to explain this because Lunarcon actually came out of my brain.
Yeah, it's all shit.
Yeah. So basically, it started off as this idea because I do a lot of community events when it comes to my FC and my streams. Sometimes a bunch of people know that we do like costume contests, and like our very last endeavor before Lunarcon was an artist thing. I forgot what you call it. Where people come and like just draw each other because they like it. And
Art
we decided that no, not art fight.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what it was called. Oh God. But yeah, pretty much just a hangout where people go in, they look at each other as warriors of lights, and then they just draw whoever they wanted to and thought they looked cool. So that was our very last thing that we did. And in my brain, I was like, I want to do more for my community because they're amazing. And the scene in CrystAAHH isn't as big as it's on Aether or on Primal. So I was like, why don't we just like exceed everything we've done before and do an online convention? And when I was talking to my friends, Ursa and Viz, I was like, I want to do it on my birthday. And they were like, that's a good idea. And then Online Fan Fest happened. And then I was like, I want to do it even more now. And that's how it sprung forward. Yeah.
I can't imagine that being the way I spend my birthday. Stress.
I can.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can.
I come. My family is very normal on the fact that birthdays actually don't mean very much. We're all very much like, oh yeah, it's just a day where we get older. It doesn't matter that much. We don't even give each other presents for our birthdays. It's just a day for us. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm getting older. I want to do something cool for my community instead of, receiving birthday messages and stuff, which they still did. So I guess both win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So it's kind of safe to say that you got more of an inspiration after Online Fan Fest.
Mm-hmm.
You just had to make it even bigger than what you already thought.
Well, we wanted to still keep it very personal, which is why the con, like, we never want the con to be on a professional level, especially since it's nonprofit. We want to keep that personal touch with it, and it grew a bit bigger than we thought it would. Like just a tiny bit, tiny bit. Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
So,
a little bit.
Yeah. So for those who've been to a fan fest, like whenever we go, we really, Mike and I kind of see a little bit behind the scenes, but not enough to know like the actual planning. And like most people don't even like see it happen; they just see the results of the work. Tell us about both of you. Tell us about the early planning stages. Who was involved? What were the ideas, and were there any ideas that you just completely scrapped? And the guest list, things like that.
I mean, the first half, like I can start. Crystal can take over the second half. So, as said, we wanted this con to be like, it wasn't. We expected, like Crystal said before, we expected like around 500 people to be there. Everybody's laughing at us now.
Yeah. A little bit.
Well, I didn't think.
We also never thought that we would get an entire website made for the con itself. That was all in the works of our web designer, Ellum, who's also like a really good friend of ours. And what we wanted to do at first is just do a one-day event that we set up on a card. That's literally all we wanted to do. And then Ellum reached out to us and made the website. And we've been working on it ever since. And then just the team grew and we got more help. At the beginning, it was like a 2 to 3 person endeavor. And then Crystal like reached her hand in after I explained it to her.
I did that.
And like really like started taking the reins and really helped me out. And like without her, this entire project wouldn't be anything close to what it was.
I just like Shen came up to me. They were talking in our Discord about like some convention. Like that's where I first heard about Lunarcon. And then I was at a really busy point in my life, so I didn't really talk to anyone for like 2 to 3 weeks. And then I looked in, I'm like, what the crap is Lunarcon? And then I went into the voice chat and like Shen was explaining to me what her idea was. And then I literally remember my eyes going like, what? I was like, oh, that's big. So,
yeah.
So at that point, I immediately reached in and I was like, okay, you're gonna need a lot of help with this. So and then I immediately from then on just started like really taking charge and helping her out, planning the whole thing.
You're like, let's see, is there a lieutenant's hat next to the captain's hat? I'll take that.
Yeah.
Well,
I gave it to her willingly. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the approach was like Shen was telling me about the event, but nothing was solid. And I'm like, well, you want to make this event happen, right? Well, we got to start acting. So I was like, you got to start actually like putting shit together, you know? So, so yeah, that's, then I like tried to get the reins, actually like move things as fast as possible. Cause whenever Shen had mentioned the dates to me, like you mentioned your birthday and I was like, holy crap, that's 3 months.
Yeah. But then again, we also,
to do.
I mean, again, like we never really thought to it turning into like an actual con. Like people are like we're talking about it and treating it like an actual convention, which is it wasn't the initial goal, which is why we started so late.
Yeah.
So
then LM came along and it changed things. Like as soon as we got the official website, I think that's when we decided to make it like a full weekend. Because at that point, it just looked professional, and it was like, "Oh, okay, we can make this bigger, okay."
Oh.
And
you thought about what could be, and not about what it needed to be.
Yeah, the website kind of changed everything for the course of the planning. The website was really good.
And quick side note, Shen mentioned card. I feel like I'm the only asshole who runs a venue that doesn't use card. I just use Twitter.
Really?
Like everybody else, like uses card and
I mean, card is just a very good how do you call it, replacement for an actual website.
Yeah.
And you can still code on it and stuff, and people use it to like make especially it's very, very big in the RP scene for characters, where people use them to show off their characters, and venues just use them because it's easy, but whatever works, man. Whatever works.
I just usually use Twitter, like make either do a flyer or do a trailer. And that's it. That's how I do it. I never use card, and everybody else does. I feel like the odd one out.
Well, no, because like your stuff, like people attach your stuff with your name on it, so they know where to look for it. Whereas venues, they kind of rely on cards because they don't really have dedicated areas where they post stuff. Sometimes they do, but not often.
Yeah.
So card is just like this compact area where people just need to, there's a card. I'm gonna copy and paste it, and that's how it works.
Yeah. So in these early planning stages, like of all the ideas that you had for Lunarcon, were there any that you said, you know what, like, nah, we won't do that? Were there any ideas that you just completely scrapped?
Oh God, I have to look at the document myself because there were a few ideas that we had that, like, especially one that we had to scrap was a scavenger hunt, where we wanted like an actual team to act like NPCs and like give like little hints or have dialogues, or people can look around and take hints and do like this detective stuff and find someone and then win prizes. But we just couldn't get the staff together, especially people that would be willing to do that for an entire weekend. And with the time that we had, way too short. And also something that we wanted to do is, one thing that I was very sad about, we wanted to actually make a live ongoing casino with like dice mini games where people could gamble, like in Gil, obviously in game, like nothing monetarily. But we didn't get the ideas together in time, and we just decided it was too much with everything that we had, so we decided to push that away as well.
Yeah.
There's some
Same
staff
with-
on Ether you definitely could have grabbed for a quick casino because Ether has casinos in Limsa all the time.
It's kind of cool. I've been to an RP place before that actually did like its full-on casino, had like full-on staff, and I was like, oh no, am I really gambling here?
Next year.
Yeah, I have the thing here. Yeah, we didn't get a scavenger hunt. We didn't get the casino. We wanted staff for the RP places because RP is a very big part of Final Fantasy XIV. Again, too little time. We didn't put it on top of our priorities, so we couldn't get it together. We also wanted to do like an official beach party because of summer. Also didn't happen. And we also wanted a housing showcase and a costume parade.
Oh, the costume parade. I forgot. That was a pitch.
Yeah. That was a pitch that we wanted to do.
A lot of pig outfits and toad outfits.
But yeah, those are the things that actually kind of fell through, and maybe we'll do for next year, maybe not, depending on what people want to see.
Yeah, and the very last minute thing that was that we had to cancel was the Triple Triad tournament, unfortunately.
What about the
That was
feast
the other
tournament? Wasn't there going to be a feast tournament too?
There was a feast tournament.
was.
Oh, okay.
That was on
Maybe
Sunday.
I misread. I thought
the
the
last
feast.
day.
I thought the feast thing that got canceled and the Triple Triad. Okay, no, I got them backwards.
No, it was the
Okay.
Triple
Yeah.
Triad that had to be because it was too last minute.
Yeah, the feast tournament was on the last day. It was hosted by Brian Ricardo
Yeah.
and Kogan, and it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
was
Such
so
good commentary.
It was really
Yeah,
good.
they're good. I missed that. Damn.
They're amazing. They're amazing on the mic when it comes to color commentary. So
And
so the how did y'all decide on the guest list? Like who was going to be there, who's going to do what?
I was mainly in charge of the VIP list. That was mainly my job. There was like some others that weren't part of my picking, but I tried to pick people that were I wanted to get a really good variety of the Final Fantasy XIV community, and that's outside of content creation too. So I wanted to make sure that like all aspects of Final Fantasy XIV content creation were included, whether you were a streamer, whether you were a YouTuber, whether you're a TikToker, whether you're a cosplayer, whether like just try to get everything. And just the uniqueness, like having looking at people and like the unique communities that they bring separately. Were things that I looked for in VIP and guest lists as well, and people that were like prominent names, obviously, in the Final Fantasy XIV community as well. Yeah, those were all of like the factors, like most of the factors that I looked at. Just wanted to get a really good variety and like unique communities involved in the event.
Yeah. And sometimes we would also like I didn't have much hand in the VIP list, but like there were a few cases where someone reached out to me and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna ask the others and we just let them be VIPs. It's especially people that wanted to desperately be there. It's like not desperately, but like they were very stoked to be there. Unfortunately, like with how close the event came out of nowhere, a lot of the VIPs weren't present, and I don't fault them for it because it was
it was very
busy.
minute.
It's very last minute, or like things happen on the outside. But it was still very, very humbling to have like this amount of people willing to, share this project with their communities, even if they weren't like physically there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad because Friday, whole week I was like, hey, Lunarcon's this weekend. Friday rolled around, I'm like, I have like 40 minutes here. I don't know if I can make anything in that 40. And then Saturday rolled around, I was like, I've got like 90 minutes here. I was like, uh-oh. I even Fantasia, because the character I submitted for the guest list is not the way my Crystal character looked. So I Fantasia'd that character to make it, and then I was like, that character at least looks like me now. That's what I've got. Spent $10 and now I look like me again.
I hate how I'm so basic on character creation. Every character I make looks like me. Like, yeah, I'm the guy who takes like 30 fucking seconds in character creation. I just want them to look like me, and my mods give me so much shit for it because they take like 30 minutes, an hour, and I'm like, yeah, I just need to be bald and have a beard.
I think it works for you so well.
Yeah.
It's like it's you. It's like your brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
And all of that. Like,
No,
I'm on your,
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
It's not even just relegated to 14. It's just everything I do. Every game I play, it's just bald. If you don't have a beard, that's it.
I know that feeling.
It's
it's like, even though I have an original character, people rail on me all the time for making one single character every single time. And I'm just like, well, I love him. What do you want me to do? This game is for me. I'm playing for myself.
Right.
That's the point.
Meanwhile, y'all taking an hour. Yeah, y'all taking an hour before you actually get in the game. And I'm like, I'm actually playing. I'm finished 30 seconds. Yeah. Hell wrong with y'all.
I love your character though. Don't ever change it,
Thank
please.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will never.
My character does not represent the way I
It's like I look at that character and I'm like, that is Sly.
I am not 2'8". I do not have.
Are you sure?
Are you sure about
I
that?
guess there's no proof.
Streamers don't have legs, so I don't know.
You're only seeing this much of me, so it could be true.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have such glorious sideburns. My hair isn't styled. I'm paler.
I don't know. I see quite the resemblance.
Yeah,
you got about half of that happening.
I'd be better looking if I looked like my character. Let's put it that way.
Aww.
I'm see swagged out, my little lol fella. He's swagged out. He's just like, there you go.
So, was there a specific reason that you chose Crystal as the main data center? Was it just like that's home, so it was just easier to do it on Crystal, or?
It was literally just because it was our data center. That's the only reason behind it.
Okay. And it's not even that, like, it was on Crystal. Like, you just didn't limit yourself to one server. You did this over, like, I think, like 2 or 3 servers. Like, so Bryn and Malboro. And was there another one?
I thought we had another one.
No, we didn't. We only had the dance parties on another server.
Okay. So it was just Bryn and Malboro. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
well, it's not that we didn't want to outrule every other area. It was just like, especially also from feedback, people really liked that everything was a little bit more in the same server, because jumping servers consistently does get a little tiring after a while, especially with how finding yourself in the housing wards is, and like having a lot of people were there on alts, so a lot of people didn't really actually have the housing teleport unlocked, so they would have to go all the way around and go.
Listen, so that's how real conventions are. You ever been to that? You walk from this building to that building to that building.
Real con experience is what we were going for.
Yep. Yeah, totally. That was our goal. Mm-hmm.
That was the entire goal and mission of Lunarcon.
Authentic convention experience.
To be as obnoxious as possible.
With all the physical activity you didn't want.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't because we like wanted to outrule other servers. It's just it's much easier to manage when you have control in one area. Which is also why it's a lot of people want us to do this same thing on like other data center, like on other actual like servers, like not Crystal, but also Primal and Aether, and that is way too far out of our reach. We cannot control that, so we probably won't ever be able to do it unless we have people, affiliates, who wanted to take it over, but even that would be heavily like watched over.
It's a lot to manage.
Yeah, it's a lot to manage.
Because that would still have to go through our planning still.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And it would need staff for all the same things. Like, imagine trying to
it's like too far spread out from what we can achieve.
Like, you'd have to have, like, Brian and, like, Kogan, and then you need Frosty. And, you need, like, commentators. And then what about the panel? I guess the panels can just be on Twitch, since that kind of makes sense. But
There's also,
I don't mind. I don't mind doing PrimalCon. I mean,
me too. Technically, my main's on Primal.
Hey, now.
Yeah. There we go.
And next year, already in the works.
Oh no! 3 cons at once. Panic.
Yep. Cons back to back to back to back. Yeah.
Every weekend, 3 weekends of full-on con experience. Nobody gets to sleep.
Nope.
That's terrible.
The thought of that hurts my soul.
It's terrifying.
And also, so everybody knows, we have like for Lunarcon alone, we had like 60 staff, like voluntary staff, and even they were still very overworked and tired. Yeah.
We're ready to transfer to other servers every weekend. And we don't need 180 staff. Listen,
God.
We'll pay for your server transfers, but it's going to be a long time.
So fast forward to the week before Lunarcon. Like, how are y'all feeling?
Do you want the brutal, honest answer, or you want
As always, sure.
With how big this is, I'll start. Crystal, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you can go.
We still had a few things to do, so time was going very, very short. Was coming very, very short, and to be brutally honest, it was probably the worst week of my life, with how often I broke down and cried, and stress was building up, and nervousness, and because now this was something big, and a lot of people were had their eyes on it, and we wanted to make sure that people had fun and there wasn't anything going wrong. So first of all, the biggest worry that I had was the server or the housing ward congestion, which I found out it seemed to hold more than I originally thought. So that was really cool. We didn't really have anybody being locked out of the housing wards, but there was still a lot of people. And then obviously just getting everything together and making the entire stream deck look right. It took a lot out of me personally, along with managing the artist alley, which it all collapsed on me, and it was a very rough week. I was pretty much on the brink of having an actual burnout, but it all worked out in the end. So for me personally.
Yeah. And I also was a giant nervous wreck, because this is probably one of the biggest things I've ever done. And my job for the convention was to just make sure that Shen's stream ran smoothly, and especially worry about transitions from event to event. So I was, I guess, a supervisor type position. So anything that went on behind the scenes went through me, and also behind the scenes. And just making sure that everything ran smooth. So what I did the week before the con was kind of if you ever done any stage managing type of thing, where you write down everything. So this event is happening in this place, and then this transition is happening. What needs to happen for that whole event to work and be smooth on stream, and then what needs to happen during the transition of that, after that to the next event. I had these spreadsheets of writing everything down, and every day for the week before, I went through that entire thing to make sure that I really knew what I was doing for everything as much as possible. And it still did not prepare me enough for the actual weekend.
Yeah.
If you figure out from the lack of me writing show notes, I have no experience in a manager role.
I didn't either. Crystal completely backed me up on that fact. So yeah, because I don't have any experience either.
I come from with my theater background, I did a lot of stage managing, so I kind of treated it like that, where I would where a stage manager makes sure that a theater production runs entirely smoothly, and it's on top of the lighting, the person running the lights and running the sound. So I try to treat it like the same thing. But yeah, it was just nerve-wracking, and making sure I had all of my spreadsheets and all of I had to run and doing Shen's stream transitions in the background too, because I had to manage that and the Discord as well, and any drama that would happen. Yeah, it was a lot. It was really not. It was way more than my stage managing experience in theater.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, because I can't imagine that the overlap in terms of a managing mentality, I'm sure it was there, but in terms of experience overlap, that must have been entirely new from pretty much every perspective.
I'm pretty sure everybody in our team has never really led a con. So
I have but I have at least running experience.
Yeah,
but not like this.
Yeah, not in this size.
Yeah, the only thing I ever manage is to get out of bed in the morning. So
yeah, same.
Sly, come on, I need one. I needed one. Come on.
Some days, it's okay though.
Sly,
right.
Come on.
Terrible. Fucking terrible. So let's move to day one. Day one of the con. Day one of Lunarcon is here. Stream goes live, and I'm I'm watching opening ceremony on stream. I can hear the excitement. At the same time, I can hear the nervousness, and I'm fucking nervous too because I got shit to do tonight too. And like, I'm, like shit's gonna break down, and it almost did. Thor almost got me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I heard about your lightning situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thor likes to fuck with me at the least like expected moment, and when it's like really important.
I have Thor than Hades because I'm the one who got to deal with firestorms out here during half the time.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I was
terrifying.
like, but yeah, like I could hear the nervousness from you. I was nervous, it was nervousness but excitement at the same time. But when did the feeling of, oh my god, this is actually fucking happening, when did that hit? When did it snap?
Do you want to start first, Crystal, or?
Mine's short and sweet. I think it hit for me whenever I logged on Friday morning and before opening ceremonies and seeing already the crowd that was there before the convention officially started. That's whenever I was like, holy crap, this is happening, and there are already people here way before opening ceremonies. Like, that's insane.
Mm-hmm. Because usually when it comes to cons, which is what we tried to do, is we tried to open it earlier than when the opening ceremony was, just so people could start gathering around and hanging out and, you know, having that, you know, time to con experience. And when we logged on, an hour before the con was supposed to open, the ward was already, like, getting full. And we were just like, what? So when the opening hit, you know that noise that happens when like a bunch of players come together and it's like that really loud crowd noise? That was happening before the hour of the con. And we were just like, okay. And then it just, over the 5 hours, it started getting fuller and fuller and fuller and fuller. And suddenly, wherever you walked, people would deload. And that's the first issue that happened. But for me personally, that nervousness actually didn't hit during the opening. For me, the nervousness hit after we had our opening talk and I switched over to the videos, like the pre-recorded videos that we had. And I sat there, pressed a button to play the video, and suddenly everything came down and I had to press my head against the desk. I was that nervous. It really came down at that moment.
We call that a breather moment, where you go, and then.
Yeah, yeah, it just all came crashing down. It was just like, oh, what if I mess up? Like, immediately.
But you didn't.
It's a little bit, actually.
Listen, if the manager says that it didn't, I'm going to trust the manager.
Yeah, she puts herself down all the time.
Well, no, okay, this isn't putting myself down. You need to be realistic, too, that there were definitely hiccups.
If you hiccup on, like, a word, that's not screwing up. That's what you think in your mind.
I understand that thinking, because I very much think that
she's
same
like,
way.
I can't rebut that.
She, like, trips on a word, and she's like, oh my god, I fucked up, it's all over.
No, I know that feeling. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, okay, I guess
I'm being realistic. You did great.
I guess I'll admit we didn't actually, in strong language, fuck up, but there were a few hiccups, but I think it was
there were a few hiccups, but as far as like the presentation, like it was great. It was perfect, actually.
Yeah, it got us hyped. It did the job.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I've been to some conventions. I know what a real fuck up looks like.
Yes, I have seen many real bad fuck ups.
All of the cash registers going down at first Fan Fest and only having one.
Oh my
god, what?
And it being 7 hours in the merch line. That's bad.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, all but one register going down. That is what a real
the last physical Fan Fest?
The first one. The very first one.
Oh, the first one.
Very first one.
No, this last one was incredible. I've never seen anything run that smooth. But that first one, and even the second one a little bit, that's bad. This didn't have anything like that, no. Wow. Where, like, if your internet was out for, like, 48 hours, that would have been bad if all of a sudden the internet went out. But everything ran smooth from what I could see.
Funny story about that, actually, about my internet. It almost happened.
Oh, shit.
because as it turns out, my payment from my bank had a hiccup towards my internet provider, and they didn't receive the payment for the entire month. So they called me up and were like, "Hey, we're about to turn off your internet." And I was like, "Why?" So they then told me, and then they told me that the payment never went through, and I called up I called up my bank and I was like, "Hey guys, what's going on there?" And they're like, "Oh, oops, we're fixing it." And then they received the money. So that was a very close one. Had they not called me and told me about it.
Now, in issues like this, did you have like a contingency plan for if you went down and somebody else like could do the streams and everything else?
Yeah, Shen doesn't know, but I did.
Wait, you did? You did?
Behind the scenes.
Oh wow!
You did? Oh
I was ready to
God.
take over. Like I had my stream readily available for the convention if I needed to turn on my stream, like a
Contingency
backup.
plan for the future. Have 2 people have the stream key.
Yeah. I didn't have like
my
Shen's
God.
stream key, but I was willing and ready to
I just
start
thought
my
of it
own
now
was-
when we were talking about it. I was like, that's the contingency.
You are
for next
you are
year.
a mastermind.
The
Tell me
secret
about that.
mastermind.
No, well,
That is-
my goal was to tell you as little things as possible to ease stress off of your brain. Because you already had a lot of stuff to deal with. So if you didn't need to know something, I didn't tell you about it, like the contingency.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of my best friends. Absolutely amazing.
Her brain.
I just didn't want Shen stress. Like that was my that is like, if I'm being real here for a sec, like that's the main reason I stepped up in the first place to take care of Lunarcon whenever Shen told me, like, because I knew that she would need help and I didn't want my friend to stress. Like I want my friend to have a good birthday knowing that it was on her birthday, and if there's any way that I can make it better, that's what I wanted to do. That was my ultimate goal, and that's the main reason why I stepped up to be staff and lead the con in the first place.
You're about to make me cry on State
I
of the
mean,
Realm. How dare you?
I'm just being honest. But yeah, that was my main motivation for like literally the whole thing. And that's, I chose the role of like being the person behind the scenes, directly behind Shen, making sure that the stress was off of her as much as I was physically able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can definitely kind of see that and feel that. While the dance party was going, I could see the line for the pictures and everything. And
Oh,
the
God.
like, hey, Shin, you might need to get off soon because we need you to survive for day 2. And eventually you did.
Yeah.
Thank God you did, because that line was hella long.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it either. We didn't.
Insane.
Like, none of us
Ooh.
expected it. Like, I thought I was just gonna have like pictures with like a few people because they asked me, and then suddenly you're like, "Yeah, let's go down here," and suddenly it just kept growing and growing and growing, and I was like, "That's not real. No, that's not real."
It was real.
Yeah, it was real. It was real.
But no, it was real, and oh my God, I can't believe it.
Some big copium energy right there. That's not real.
Mm-hmm. So what was the best moment what was your best day 1 moment for each of you?
Day 1.
Day 1 moment.
Day 1.
What happened? It's all a blur.
I mean, for me,
Sleep.
Sleep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It all happened so fast.
I mean, for me personally, the day 1 moment that I was very, very fond of, but that's because I love them very, very much, and which is why I invited them in the first place, was Technical Steps performance, because their stuff is fantastic, and I am very glad that we could have them there for the beginning, and I mean, people loved it, and I'm so glad that they did, because so many, like, they produced some fantastic stuff, and like managing the timing with the music, and then also like accounting for delay, that is insane, and it worked out so perfectly, and I wanted to showcase that to everybody, which is why I invited them in the first place, because I wanted to give them a bigger platform to show people that this is possible in Final Fantasy XIV. And when I didn't see the performance beforehand, that was the first time I got to see it myself. And I was blown away. I had to like force myself to talk and be professional, even though I wanted to be there and go like, guys, this is so cool. Look at this. Isn't that fantastic? That timing of that ability during this part of the music. Wow. Look at that costume swap. I had to stop doing that to make sure that I would be professional on like the official live stream.
Like, Brian's hearing that and be like, make a good feast commentator. Technical stuff commentator.
No. While I was just showing the performance, especially like our friend Joe Cat, he was streaming the performance with commentation, and I still haven't watched it, but he was just as blown away as I was.
I think between the tech step was definitely my favorite performance overall over the weekend. Mm-hmm. But as far as like stuff attended, I enjoyed your dance night, Sly. That was probably my favorite part. That was epic.
Sly always has good parties.
People love parties too, yeah.
That was easily the biggest. Both nights were the biggest parties I have ever seen in game. That was insane.
Yeah, and people loved it. People loved the music.
Yes.
Yeah, it was definitely bigger than anything I've done currently. Like when I was up in the booth, I'm like, okay, this can't be it. I walk down, walk a little bit forward. Holy shit. Keep going. Holy shit. This whole yard is full. I can't even see, like, it couldn't render everybody.
Yeah.
And I had to go outside of the yard, and it still was rendering people. I'm like, what the hell? Y'all are all here for this?
Yeah. Like, it's insane. If you think that the con, like, the what do you call it? What do you call it? The convention hall was full. When you went to that dance party, it was... I'm still speechless. Like, there were so many people. It's insane. I couldn't even gauge how many people there were. Like, I couldn't guess the number. I couldn't.
Love the idea of showing up to a club and like you can't see past like just the small circle around you, and you're just like the other people, like the DJ's not at the booth, they're just completely invisible, and then you get a little closer. Yeah. Oh, there they are.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Real life render distance.
Like, I knew Sly was at the top of the wagon at the main dance floor, but I don't think I ever saw your character in game rendered. I never saw you. I was in the front, and you never rendered. I never saw you.
Yeah, my character's so blatantly obvious because I'll like for my venue nights, like I just wear blue. I just wear Dragoon blue.
It's your branding.
That's it. Like it's my branding. Yeah. So you can see me from like afar, but with like all the people there, like you couldn't see me.
You never rendered for me,
Yeah.
But it's
like where's Sly?
Yeah, I think what's still really cool is even though like people de-rendered, so many people still had so much fun, and I think that's fantastic.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad everybody did it. And again, thank you so much for inviting me. I had a really awesome time doing it. And
thank you for being part. Really?
Yeah, I was really excited when you accepted the offer when I came to you. I was like, yeah, I really want Sly. He better say yeah, or I'll be real upset.
And the funny thing is, like after that, like I've got like so many people thanking me for the set and like, hey, I have this venue on Crystal. Can you come by and do a night? I'm like, I mean, I only do it once a month, but you know, I'm about to get busy. I think I'm about to get busy.
Doing it more than once a month now? Is that official now?
Schedule out there.
Ooh, do we get a little sneak peek?
Exclusive?
Ooh.
No, I have an event tomorrow. We'll talk about that later. And then I'll worry about anything else after that.
Where's the
Let me get past
WSLY on the road, and it's you on a chocobo with like a turntable on your back or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Wandering DJ.
There you go, wandering DJ. There we go.
I like it.
This branding, this new branding. I hate you all. Okay, so that was day one.
That was day one.
Day two. I can only imagine the exhaustion still set in place. Like you wake up.
Doesn't look like she's like, what happened day two now?
What happened day two? Right. What the hell happened on day two?
Me opening the Lunarcon website to look at the schedule.
Let me just open the schedule. So what happened on day two?
It's a little different when you can't really experience the con and are more like leading it. Like everything after it's done, your entire brain just wipes out everything.
It's a blur.
Yeah.
How
are you feeling?
I barely got any sleep after day one. Like, it's the unfortunate truth. With the heightened anxiety and hoping that everything worked well. When day 2 came around, I've barely slept, but I was still pumping so much energy that I somehow managed to get through. I have no idea how. I think the entire stream for the main events, or like for the entire con, was about 10 to 11 hours long. I have no idea how I managed it. I should have died somewhere in the middle. Definitely.
You had a lot of breaks that day.
Yeah. That day I could often sit back, relax, and actually like sometimes even close my eyes. It was really nice.
Yeah. For me, I think that my favorite part was the contest winners, though. That was cosplay, screenshot, and I think art contest, because
cosplay and screenshot, yes.
Yeah, I didn't actually see any of the entries prior to. I wanted that to be a surprise for me for the convention, so I could enjoy something. So yeah, actually getting to see all the entries for that was really, really cool. I enjoyed seeing like all the art and just the creative things that people do in the community. I always love seeing that.
And also, one of my favorite things that came out, one of our cosplay winners was actually a blind person, which was insane. So that was really cool. We only figured that out afterwards.
Wow.
But yeah.
I have no talent, so I just watch all this. I'm like, I wish I could. I can draw stick figures, and I'm colorblind.
Me too.
And that's where my skill set ends pretty much after that.
I'm good
so
on
those
the
always
stick
amaze
figures,
me.
too.
No, it was really cool.
Any other highlights from day 2 for you?
Definitely the dance party. The costume party was...
The rave.
Oh my god, it was so... like
the glamours people had.
Yes, people were
good.
so...
Oh my god.
So smart. Like, my personal highlighted costume from the dance night, there were 3 different glams that I distinctly remember. There was a couple that was cosplaying as Shiva and Kroemgarr from E8S. And it looked so cool. Then there was also someone who dressed up as Perfect Alexander. And you could see it immediately. And then there was the last one that we actually joked about a lot, which was Titancar from E4S. There was a person who had the Titan mask, a tank top, and was sitting in the tank, and we all thought it was so fantastic. It was so funny.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, seeing how many people just made glams and stuff for it, and people enjoying or like grouping up to be their primal, it was fantastic, insane. Just insane.
And besides the glamours, like the costume and theme that we had, I was really excited to get Shion on board.
Yeah.
Because that came out of the blue. Like, I was actually searching for a second DJ because I wanted to have 2 dance nights and not just one. But for a while it was only going to be Sly's, and then I couldn't find a second DJ for a while. And then I got referred to Shion, and then I remember tuning in to her stream for like 10 minutes. I was only able to watch for a little bit, and I was like, whoa, I need you. I was like, please be available for Lunarcon. So I remember shooting Shion a message, like, because I was blown away. I've never seen at least for me, I've never seen on Twitch like a live DJ set that she had, and actually like being able to physically see it. That was cool. It was a unique experience. So I just love that Shion was actually completely available and on board. That was really cool, and I consider them very like up and coming as far as like DJs go. So I was really happy to like showcase that.
I actually just learned about Shion not too long ago, because like I about like maybe about a month, a little longer than that, I just came to the realization that, you know, the nightlife scene on 14 is way bigger than I thought it was. Holy crap. And then one of the places I was referred to was Eternal, and that's where Shion does the sets. And like Shion's just amazing. Like shout out to Shion again. Like he put on an amazing rave. If you weren't there, you really missed out. But again, if you missed out on that, he's at Eternal. Usually every weekend. I don't
think
know their
every
schedule.
weekend,
Yeah. I don't know their schedule. I don't have their card, but just look up FFXIV Eternal Nightclub. You'll probably find his information. Like he's amazing. So good. Yeah, that was really my highlight, honestly, was the rave and just seeing all the glams. I saw a few good Lakshmi glams. Like really simple, but like I just like Lakshmi. Like, like so good.
You're killing me, Sly. My least favorite primal. Come on.
Oh my god.
Really? I'm sorry.
I mean,
that's it. He has to talk about this right now.
I think people. I think when it comes to Lakshmi, people just don't like the primal because of the trial attached. Because it's an okay trial with music that's
real
cool
and
at
chill.
the beginning. It's cool at the beginning, and then it gets obnoxious the more times you farm it.
Yes, it does.
Which is like the only problem with it. But yeah.
Good old real and chill. Yeah.
Real and chill.
Plus, she sounds like Cobra Commander a little bit.
Like
With
what?
the S's.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I guess. I was gonna say, like, I don't think I've ever heard Cobra Commander go, rest your head, rest your weary head.
You know how
on my bosom.
on my bosom. Yeah. Okay, so day 2. Day 3. Now, again, like you said, you said like you plan for 3 days. Normally cons are 2 days, and then that third day for FanFest is just like it's a Sunday, so it's like a chill, go out to eat, see everybody before they go home kind of day.
That
It's
doesn't
like,
even technically have a third day. It's just day 0 when everyone's registering is like now day 1. That's just because it's a pain to do it the day of. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, Sunday's that usual relaxed day, but you still had stuff going on. There was a feast tournament, or there were things, and like Sunday for me because it was like my day off stream, so I could actually do stuff and see people, and I was glad. So just hanging out, people like still an amazing turnout. Like I feel like, you know, Sunday, like I said, Sunday was supposed to be the chill day. It wasn't chill at all. It was still pretty hype up to the closing ceremony. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, it's not that it was like super hype, but more like we still had like a lot of stuff to show, especially the feast tournament that we couldn't fit into the first 2 days. So we were very glad that we could give those 4 hours to them there. And I think that was a very good last event. I thought it like was a lot of energy. It was one last contest between people, and most of it was just like the pop quiz was very chill. We were very casual, had a lot of fun. Then the live costume contest was also really cool. Kayoko and Khuja and Froob, they were just lovely to have. But it was never really fully stressful. Along with showing off like pre-made AMVs and like content, like like skit contest winners was also really cool. Nothing really too much, and then obviously the closing ceremony came around, and that's when the tears started flowing, like really heavily. Crystal.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm embarrassed.
No, I wouldn't say you were. If you want to hear something embarrassing, I've rewatched your speech like 3 times.
Mine?
Yes, yours.
I hate you.
What do you mean?
I love you a lot. That's what I mean.
Aww, I love you too.
Aww. All this love. All this love.
Now talk about your experience about day 3, Crystal. How are you feeling?
I could just take every day from every question. We can just take Crystal's face, make like a 2-second GIF. Be like day 1, day 2, day 3. The first was like,
yep.
Did I really?
It just morphs each time.
I don't even know.
It's the fear of like needing to remember, and then that brief moment when you've got it, and then you're just like,
It's so good. Crystal is so expressive. I love
Very,
it.
very expressionable.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I am, unfortunately. But God, I just honestly, it was nice having the feast tournament for me. That was easily my favorite part of Sunday, because I was able to like relax for a while. Because it was a 4-hour-long event, and of course, like my main job was to worry about like the start and end of events, and then worry about the transitions between. So the feast was nice because it was 4 hours long, so I didn't have to worry about it for a long time.
I did because I was the camera.
Yeah, but for me, that was nice. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I can chill for a bit. This event's going on. I got a few hours where I can just not worry about something.
Yeah.
But then I did have to actually deal with stuff behind the scenes again for that event. But it didn't take me long. It was only like 2 small things.
Yeah.
So I was thankful that I had a moment to like actually sit and enjoy the feast, and I got to hear the awesome commentating. Like,
oh my god, it was so good. I
was-
like,
yeah,
I was muted most of the time because after like 2 days of just continuous working, and I needed to just like sit back and let them take over for a while, which they did. They did fantastic. It's just a good blend of like actual like. It was funny and also very insightful about the PvP scene as well, and how cool it can actually be. So it was really nice to just like be the camera, show the action, and then hear Kogan go, "Soup is being blown," and that was the highlight of the entire event. So good.
there were some good moments in the commentating. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah.
I had a brief moment where you said I was the camera, and I imagined your avatar, but as a camera. And I had a drink in my mouth. I was like, I don't know why, but it came up into my head, just like a living camera.
Yeah, that's what I was. The entire event, I was just a camera. It was really fun, actually. But especially, I've never really done camera work in the feast, so I was really worried I would always like miss out on the action because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be focusing on. But it was very fun to just mess around with the spectator camera, like often.
Yeah.
You did a good job with it.
Yeah, you did. Then maybe you'll work the FanFest feast camera.
No. No, I'm good. Thanks.
I wonder if like I'm pretty sure they had like people for that, but I'm wondering who actually ran the camera for the last FanFest.
I want to say it was Frosty.
Really?
Frosty ran the camera.
I
he did the
I
commentation.
don't remember now that you mention it.
Yeah, he did the commentary.
I think he had to do with that too. I don't
Did he have to run camera?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because
so
I thought they
hard.
were in the match. Because do you get 1 or 2 spectator spots?
You can have up to like 5, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. If you can have that many, then maybe not. Okay, he was probably spectating like in his own thing, but he's okay. That's probably why. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that hard to like actually manage it once you figure it out, but I couldn't imagine commentating and doing the camera at the same time. That seems a lot.
No. Frosty's just a special kind of person when it comes to that.
Yeah, because the unfortunate part about the feast camera is it doesn't have an automatic mode, so you have to do everything like manually.
Turn a piano cat, trying to freaking go between everybody.
Yeah.
There's a chance you'll just miss out on something, a really good play, and like it just autoed, and you just have to kind of be on it. And you did a good job. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
I gotta go back and watch first. I don't know why I thought it was canceled. Maybe my brain just, I don't know. I saw Triple Triad and I read Feasts somehow. I was like, oh man, I was really looking forward to that.
The feast tournament was definitely, I think, the highlight of Sunday. It was so much fun.
People underestimate those, even at FanFest. Even if you've never played Feast, for some reason, it's just exciting to watch.
Yeah.
You just won't queue into it, but it's really exciting to watch.
God, I actually miss it. I remember when Feast first came out and we were all excited, and then they took our words away from us.
Definitely made me want to play a lot more.
It's a discussion for another time, Sly.
Yeah, I know.
This isn't about us right now.
No.
That's whatever.
So, after the Feast tournament, we get to the closing ceremony, and it was quite emotional. I got emotional. We all got emotional. But yeah, it was a really great moment. Like, again, a lot of people there, a lot of people coming out to show the support and thank you and everyone for the job just well done. And then, everybody says their thank yous, their farewells. We laugh, we cry. And then Shin shows the teaser for next year. and the stream goes off. What was the general feeling once you hit stop streaming? Was it like a sigh of relief, going to fuck to sleep, post-con depression? Yeah. What were you feeling?
I just remember that once that teaser showed, and I watched the chat go wild. Like I haven't seen the chat go so fast throughout the entire event. It went crazy. And
stream offline, 100 gifted subs. Yeah, I remember that moment.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and it wasn't even only the 100 gifted subs. Just seeing people so excited for it. Once I pressed the end stream button, because during most of the event I couldn't be in a Discord call. I made it somehow work sometimes because I was on my phone in Discord calls, because I couldn't be in call on my computer or else everybody on the stream would hear it. So I wasn't in the call at the time. I pressed end stream and I just sat there like blankly staring at my screen, hands on the desk, frozen for a good 5 to 6 minutes, just staring, because it was sinking in, and my brain didn't really know how to process it. I didn't know if I was supposed to like sleep, if I was supposed to cry more, if I was supposed to like go absolutely crazy. It just so much overwhelmed my brain that I shut off. Like, I just sat there and I watched all of the people in game, and out of nowhere it hit me that suddenly it was all over. This thing that we worked on for 3 months in this really short time span to create a full-on convention was finally over. Something we've been like working on for so long, and I can't explain the feeling. I really can't. It's unexplainable. I have no words for it.
Yeah. It's because it's a mix of so many different feelings, I think. Like, the relief is there. The nervousness is still there. I know I had a nervous feeling after it was all done, just anticipating the response of like knowing that we would get feedback from Lunarcon as a whole on the weekend. Just thinking about that, like how people thought about it overall, the excitement, knowing that it seemed to go well. There's just so many things. There's a lot of emotions just kind of mixed together.
On top of already, I'm sure with how I guess dedicated, there's a stronger word, but I'll just go with that for now. You were to getting this one done in a short time. I'm sure the thought of the next one was somehow already on your mind, instead of just like, okay, I get a break. I can't imagine that it was all shut off. It was a little bit of, okay, next year. So.
A little bit.
Yeah, we've been already working on everything. Like, we've been already started, which we really shouldn't be. We really should just be putting everything aside, which we talked about in the discussions chat. We were like, we need to shut ourselves off. We need to stop. Yeah. Like, because it's over now. All we need to work on is getting the contest prizes out. We're still missing a few people. We got the survey through now. We're writing down everything. We got the responses.
Yeah.
90% positive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're all really overwhelmingly really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only thing. Sorry.
No, go on. Sorry.
I don't know who's going anymore.
I think we're both talking about Crystal here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that I knew was important was to make a list of, I think, lessons learned, I guess, from this year to improve on next year, because like by the time next year comes, there's a good chance that, you know, memories get hazy the longer life goes on. So I didn't want to like forget the things, and the best time to, you know, recall or to correct mistakes is like as soon as they happen, kind of thing. So I made a list of like corrections or things to improve on for next year. But besides that, I just want to close it and just take a month off and then start planning next year.
Same for me. The last thing I did that was yesterday is let me actually quickly check right now. I can give the exact number because we set out a form to hear back from people what they thought about the con or what they would like to see next year or what we can do better. I combed through about 200 responses in an hour to like write down what we could do for next year, or like better, or what I made like a really realistic separation of like definitely possible, we should prioritize this, to we can maybe do, and then a absolutely out of our hands. We cannot deal with, like, we cannot do anything about that. And that's what I pretty much combed through. And one of my favorite responses so far was someone asking us to get Square Enix to give us a special venue, where I was like, I don't think that's gonna ever happen.
How does that? Who do you think we are?
I believe.
Yeah, but no, a lot of the responses were very, very good. They really, really helped us out. And even though like there was a lot of criticism, which is what we take in stride, we take that and we will approve upon it. Is that the way to say it? To take it in stride?
Yeah.
Yeah. We take that in stride. We're going to work on it. But even though there was a lot of criticism, and we definitely need to fix a lot of stuff, especially with the timing. Even though there were these mistakes, people still were blown away by it and they enjoyed it, and I think that is fantastic. Like, if I look at the response form right now and look at the replies, we had 73% of people thought it was perfect, and 20% of people thought it was good, and then we had like 4.9% that thought it was okay, but like just a very small amount that didn't have a good time. And if you take that like into consideration, it was like, wow, for us doing this for the first time, that's very good.
I'll take that for first time.
I'll take
3
that
months
for our
of
first
work.
time.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Wow.
But yeah, whew, it was a lot. But yeah, now it's our time to just forget it for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
For the next 3 weeks.
Well,
is that how long of a breathing?
Is that how long it's going to take to finish Sekiro and everything else you still need to get through?
Yeah. The reason I say 3 weeks is because we still need to get together with the mod team and all the other people who worked on the con, and we need to talk about what can be done for next year before we fully put it on the side and wait until next year, because right now it shouldn't be on anyone's mind anymore, but we do still have to finish off for this year what we've been through, the last look over, and then we're all free for the rest of the year.
and one thing to consider, like, again, with events like this, the onus is always upon the con staff and everybody and the creators to do better next year, to make it even a bigger spectacle. And the thing about next year is all the data centers are going to be able to be here.
Oh, yes. Say that. That just
I hadn't thought about that this whole time, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's been on our minds.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
you
boy.
Did y'all you take into consideration, like, during the planning phase, that, you know, data center travel might have been a possibility around the time?
Yeah.
Around this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've talked about it a few times. But we always made sure that we had that fail-safe if it wouldn't happen, which it then did. So we were prepared for it, and we were able to act accordingly. And also, a lot of people didn't bank on it too much, so they didn't really rely on not making a character. A lot of people that wanted to be there did make characters ahead of time, even if data center travel wasn't going to happen, and then it didn't. But people still had fun, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah. We had things, we had like a list of things to possibly change if data center was available or travel was available. And then if it didn't, then the show goes on same as always. But we were kind of like prepared in the case that if it did happen, then we would know, like we had a checklist of things that we were prepared to change.
Especially the offload into other houses and other wards.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and
But for
when
the
I think
most part,
about that, I
we
think
didn't.
of... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say, for the most part, even if it did, like data center travel did end up happening, we still weren't gonna act on it too much because we didn't know the limitations of it. Like it would still be brand new in that stage, so we didn't want to. We still weren't gonna change too much regardless because we didn't know the limit of it.
Yeah. And I just think of the scale of everything in comparison to where it was like for the con weekend and what it easily could have been with data center travel, and how much like the lines for Stellatio, the lines to take pictures with Shin, like
Yeah, the dance and everything.
The dance, being like even the people just outside the venue hall. Yeah, like I just think about the scale of that and how it could have been, how it. Yeah.
Well, it's unfortunately, even if data center travel was there, nothing we could do, and nothing we will be able to do in the future unless they until they rework the system, which I don't think will happen, because even if people lined up, people need to also be aware that after a certain amount of people, it caps out. Even if we want more people in there, a lot of people were also suggesting that we do outdoor events, and we had to shut that down immediately because we actually had one situation during the con, which was a performance by the Grahatia Collective, who tried and do their concert outside, and you couldn't see any of their members. The entire performance was botched because of deloading issues. So we had to do the only logical explanation and the only logical thing to not completely ruin their experience or their performance because of limitations. We had to make them move into a private ward, and close off the house. Even if we didn't want to do that, like we really did not want to do that. We did not want to lock people out of it, and a lot of people were really upset, and we're really, really, really sorry about that. But if they had done it outside, nobody would have seen their entire team. Like it's just impossible. So we had to move them into a private ward with a limited amount of people, so you could still view the entire performance, even if it was just a few people. Because, or else everybody will be saying, "Cool, we didn't get to see anything. There wasn't a performance." Apart from that, so that's the only unfortunate part. But that's just what we have to deal with when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV's limitations, and we're going to have to make that really clear next year as well, because we don't want to hurt people. We don't want them to line up for hours on end for nothing, and just to make sure that nothing happens.
But that's also part of the con experience. Line con, like
Yeah, we were surprised.
Accurate. We banked mostly on first come first serve, but then people actually lined up, and our mods took upon themselves to actually manage the lines, and they did a fantastic job. And we were like, wow, that happened. That was cool.
Yeah, there were a lot of spur of the moment things that happened that we never anticipated with the con. That the way everything was handled was, in my opinion, handled very swiftly. Like the lines, for example, we didn't expect people to make lines. Just
Nobody
happened,
ever
and the mods
expects the
dealt with
lines, and then a server, and then Cold Steel happens, and all of a sudden everyone's like, "All right, we can."
And also another thing that I want to comment on, which I think is like the most insane thing, is that there weren't any griefers. Like nobody was griefing. People were so respectful and actually like acting accordingly. And there were like no people spamming abilities. There was like one moment where someone was obstructing view with a mount, but they were gone pretty fast. And it was just, I never expected that, especially in an online realm where you can barely do anything against these people. Everybody was just so respectful, and it mind-boggled most of our mod team as well. Like, it was crazy.
Like, every day you had a list of, like, things that happened that day with the mod team and things they had to deal with, and, like, the list was so small and, like, insignificant and nothing major, and we're like... I was expecting every day something to go completely wrong and blow up, but nothing bad really happened. I was shocked.
You know, it's funny. I'm imagining now having an actual attraction that is just, chat brought out, a line. Like, it goes into a house, and the house doesn't have anything in it, but people are lined up for it. And that's it. That's the whole attraction. People will make the best of that.
Yeah.
People will actually make that like a real like event. Like, everyone in line will be doing something crazy and special. I can already see it happening.
Yeah, and also, like, even with me being the camera and everybody knowing that I was the camera, they only ever really hounded me when I was already highlighting people anyways. But other than that, they were very respectful and didn't, like, get in my way or, like, obstructed it to make sure that, you know, they had a moment but seemed kind of like a jackass on a live stream. It was really cool. I never expected that, but that was fun. That was props to the 14 community, like, honestly.
Yeah. It was way better than I expected.
I feel like with events like this, you don't often, like... I feel like more often than not I hear good things about events like this. Obviously not to this scale, so there's more... I think you would have also assumed there would have been more room for something like this to happen, like someone to grief in some way. But it's I've never see it. Anytime there's like an event, a stage event, or like one of Sly's things, it seems like only the people who really want to be there will actually go. Which is against all conventions my brain has for the internet. And all of our brains, it would appear. So yeah, it's incredible what the 14 community can, or in this case, can avoid being when something big is being planned.
No one griefing.
No one.
Wow. It says a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. At the end of the day, is there anything either of you want to say that you didn't get a chance to say at closing ceremony to anybody, to the community, anybody?
I'll have to think on that one for a moment.
Yeah. I do have something. Because mine was my speech was mainly teary. And I hate it. I'm so sorry about it. But I did want to crack a few jokes in there, but I just got too emotional that I couldn't. I wanted to make a sincere apology to the Lunarcon goers that we couldn't have a gazebo in any plot.
God damn.
Because gazebos are a staple with every convention. And we didn't have any gazebo that people could take photos underneath. So I felt like this was a dishonor to conventions everywhere.
Actually,
no gazebo when we could have had one on the main ward. We could have had it.
Crystal.
Yeah.
The reason we didn't have a gazebo is because I stole them all. They are still in my inventory.
Yeah, you had what, 4?
5.
You put them down?
I have 5.
5. Even oh god,
you
it got
think that
worse.
any other convention has that issue? Yeah, we were gonna have gazebos, and then they just took
Right.
off. They just took the 5 gazebos. We just don't have them.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it, but they just walked away with 5 gazebos.
But yeah, we should have had a gazebo, and I'm very sorry that we did not have a gazebo for photo ops. It will happen next year. I promise I'll take them from Shen personally. I'll hack her account and take them and somehow do something with it.
It sounds like a retainer. Like, you know, retainers bring back roofs. Sounds like Shen with gazebos. Just ripping people's gazebos out of their lawns. Just like, can't have this.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm doing. Yeah, Lermy actually donated them to me. And I was like, oh, we should put them down. And then I never did.
If I'd have known. Because I found out you had the gazebos after the fact.
Shen the gazebo thief.
I am the gazebo
thief. God, we have a gazebo thief in our midst.
Yeah. But other from jokes, one thing that I never really got to mention as well is because I didn't want to focus on the negative aspect. Especially, I wanted to really apologize as well to like the con goers and the staff that we had some communication errors. It is to be expected, obviously, especially with how many people there are. Other than that, it was like very, very. We were talking at all times during the event. Like the discussions chat was constantly moving because we were all making sure that everything was working out. But yes, I wanted to also apologize that we couldn't really find any way around the housing limitations or getting people involved with events, especially also a heartfelt apology from me towards all of the people who wanted to apply for the contests and didn't have enough time. We are definitely giving people much more time for next year. But that is wholeheartedly on me and reacting so slowly. So I really wanted to apologize, and I never really meant to put stress on anybody, but still thank you to everybody who applied or joined and still made a good experience out of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Mike, did you have any other things you wanted to ask?
Sly, your notes are always all consuming. I have like 3 or 4 things where I'm like, yeah, definitely this, and I'll have to think about everything else. And I'm mostly observing because I felt bad because like I couldn't even really go. I got to tune into some stuff on Twitch itself, like as opposed to physically going there. But I knew that there was effort put into like all the VIP announcements. We didn't even. I mean, we barely even talked about that in the show. Like it's all the personalized like VIP invites and tweets for that, and the social media aspects and all of that. That's another whole element that effort was put into, and that was really good for building up and leading into the convention. But I was on there, and then I realized I couldn't even go like physically. I could only tune in on Twitch. I felt so bad because I was like, they put in all this effort, and I'm sure they are dying right now trying to make sure all this stuff is done.
Yeah, I mean, I did get to a point there a couple times, but it wasn't because like of VIPs though. That was just.
I kept getting the VIP ping on Discord, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, it was more. Like,
no, we don't blame you guys.
It's fine. We were more making sure that during events, because we always wanted to have the VIP, like obviously because, oh no, here comes the VIP special treatment. Yeah, we gave like VIPs were allowed to go into events much like more securely than others, and I think that was still fine. So
yeah,
and see, one of my mods who knows the people from Salatio, he actually did camera work for him at the last worker. They're like, Sly, they're doing a voiced presentation of the worker. I'm like, we can get you in right now. I'm like, no, I mean, I'll let all the people go. I mean, I'm not going to use my VIP-ness to go.
I'm actually big on that at conventions. I actually don't like jumping lines just to be VIP.
Yeah, I don't.
I do genuinely, because the way I've always looked at things as a convention guard, as a physical convention guard that kind of still carries over mentality here, is that that as much as I'm excited for something, there's a lot of people who would not have that experience if an extra seat was taken.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm definitely more in that regard of just letting
I'm with you on
go.
that.
That's a good mentality, but we still
yeah.
we still offered it because we want, like, it's just the most, obvious thing to do. But no, that's a very good mentality to have.
That would be my mentality normally, and it is still. But because the VIPs, like, because it was an online setting in the game in Final Fantasy XIV, there wasn't much that we could get you guys involved in. So that was a way for us to, like, get you guys involved if you so choose. But it's always a choice. Like, it's not a big deal or anything.
But see, like, this whole show, we've talked about kind of like the major details, but there's all these other little things that go into it that I'm sure, given the opportunity to really sit down and think about every single thing that went into it, you'd probably stress out thinking about it a little bit. I just like to draw appreciation to little things like that, even if I didn't necessarily have the time to actually go and appreciate it in the way that I think would have been best suited.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I was saying, I have so much on my mind to that.
Yeah,
but
as soon as I said that, the brain started ticking. I knew it.
Yeah. Got a lot in there right now.
To kind of wrap up, closing thoughts from each of you.
10 out of 10 would do it again. It's hard to say, like, this whole experience was so stressful, but in the end, after the weekend, like, it was very rewarding, like, knowing that we really slaved away for the past 3 months to get it to work, and it felt rewarding despite the bad things that happened or the small things that went wrong in the weekend. It overall was very rewarding, and that alone, with the reception and all the messages and all the kind things that people say about their weekend that they had, all of that has huge impact. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm just going to speak for myself. It had a huge impact on me, and it gave me a lot of motivation to make, next year better. So it means a lot. I can't wait for next year, just like everybody else, and I'm definitely feeling motivated. I do need a break. We all do from planning. Yeah. But it's very rewarding, and it makes me excited to make next year better. And I hope that we can live up to everybody's expectations.
Same. I echo that statement. Yeah.
I like that. I like the same. My closing statement.
Same.
Well, I don't know. Like, Crystal says like everything that I could say myself. We
do that in general with a lot of stuff. We echo each other. Like, I feel like we have the same one brain cell.
Yeah. The brain cell constantly gets passed back and forth with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, like us having the same glam on Saturday night.
Yeah, we both
unplanned,
both dressed up as Titania for the costume party. We were both kind of in shock.
I didn't know.
From this show, I need Voxer as a camera, you two as one brain cell. And I guess, I don't know, I'm sure there's something else that's happened because all of it's there. It's all there.
Oh yeah. It happens all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for coming on to give us a inside look into the minds of Lunarcon. Again, we can't wait for 2022 when we really crash the board and everybody shows up and
we did.
And I can go.
You can go. You can actually do things.
Although again, the Twitch experience was fine. It's just again,
right.
I felt bad.
That's good.
I couldn't go. Yeah.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Now it's not Lunarcon. Now it's CrashCon.
Yep.
It might be. You never know. With enough attendance, anything could be a CrashCon.
That's true. Yeah.
November's gonna have CrashCon. We'll get a sneak peek at CrashCon on November 19th.
Oh yeah, we will. That's for sure.
So be ready.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, well, Sly, thank you for basically hosting the show. You were much more involved, so you were definitely the better host to have put this together anyway. So I'm kind of, as if you don't already do that, you were definitely the better of the two of us to handle the notes. I mean, Sly, no one on this show could take a compliment, myself included.
Right.
We can't do it. Just, you know what, Sly, never mind. The notes were terrible. I can't even
Thank you.
There you go.
I appreciate it.
I hate
That's how it's supposed to go.
God, they were so bad that I understood everything, and everything was
Thank you.
Terrible.
I wasn't confused, and we finished in a timely fashion.
Yes.
But really, thank you also for having us. It was a pleasure being on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So, with that, we're going to be wrapping up the show. So, even though we just had the closing thoughts, we also got to make sure everyone knows where to find our guests at. So, first, let's start with Shen. Do a little bit of a blurb about yourself. Where can they find you? What are you working on? And how are you feeling?
Hello, I'm Shenpai, and I'm a artist/streamer primarily. You can find me on Twitter. What? What? What are you laughing, Crystal?
You're just really cute.
What?
You're just really cute.
You can find me at twitch.tv/CrystAAHHL. Please gift me all your subs.
Bro.
No.
All right, we're gonna have to have you do each other's outros just to see what you say.
Fine.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Bring it on. Bring it on.
You can find me on twitter.com, at Twitter at Araviro. On YouTube, also Araviro/Shenpai. And on twitch.tv/Shenpai, I do variety stuff. Even though I do like variety stuff, I'm still very big on Final Fantasy XIV. I just played through the Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Demon Souls games, and I'm probably going to continue playing them because I'm obsessed. So, yeah, but I do mostly variety, and right now I'm not really working on anything, but yeah, a bunch of video games. Bunch of games.
Can I make a suggestion to you?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Mortal Shell?
I have not.
It is an indie Souls-like, and it has a DLC coming out next week, I believe, or the week after.
Oh.
And it's not that long, so you probably get it done in a day or two, but it is an experience if you're in that Souls mood, that you might as well check it out.
Ooh, I'm looking at it right now. Thank you for making the suggestion. I am very, 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 very into the Souls right now.
I love recommending Mortal Shell. It's a really solid indie game.
Thank you.
Thank you for that outro. Now, am I getting the CrystAAHHL outro, or am I getting the Shen outro?
Yeah,
as
my name is Shenpai. And you can follow me on. I also have a secondary channel, Shenpai Streams, where I have all my Twitch channel.
Stop! It was a big Crystal.
Okay. I'm Crystal. My initials, my capital letters in my name don't matter. Don't worry about the double A's and double H's. But yeah, CrystAAHHL, Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, it's all the same, except my Instagram is CrystAAHHL for some reason. I'm stupid. But yeah, I stream variety. I used to stream mainly Final Fantasy XIV, but starting last year, I do variety content, but I still very active in Final Fantasy XIV as well. So, yeah, and Shenpai's great. You should go give her some subs.
No,
I'm done.
Wholesome.
Oh God.
Awesome. All right, Sly. Now we get to do our outros, I guess, for those who care.
Hey, I'm Mr. Happy. You can find me at Mr. Happy.
Oh no! Come on! I didn't see that.
You got it.
And you didn't even get it right. You didn't say, "Hey guys, Mr." How could you get that wrong after
Didn't even
all
get the
this
intro
time?
right.
I'm sorry. I was trying to lean into the joke. I'm sorry. Fine. Fuck. I'll do my own. Hi, I'm Sly. You can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. You can find me on Twitter at Sly the Fox. Right now is a bit of a reprieve before October hits and I don't have a life. So now I'm doing my Super Robot Wars replays, where right now I'm playing Super Robot Wars V because I love the robots. I want them. I want all the robots. Please send me your robots, please. I'll take a metal build. I'll take master grade, anything. Send me all your robots, please and thank you. Tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary of the WSLY for Saturdays. We have been doing this on Final Fantasy 14 for 1 whole ass year. And again, thank you all so much to everyone who has supported Station WSLY to get us this far. So, as a celebration, we are having an event, 0021, the 1 year anniversary. Get it? Because it's a 1 year war reference. It's a Gundam party. Come in your best Gundam glam.
Oh my God.
We will have a prize for the best Gundam glam. There will be tunes, like the usual amount of fun you have at a first Saturday. So if you are in Primal, have a Primal alt, we would love to see you. Line starts at 8 officially, even though people are crazy. Like for Lunarcon, they're going to get there early because they're crazy. Doors open at 9. Behemoth, Shirogane, Ward 2, Lot 60. Details are on that tweet and in that trailer on the tweet. Love to have you. Thank you so much. Sly, where can they find you?
You know, I wasn't going to do the bit either. I was like, I feel like he expects the bit, but I wasn't planning on the bit because I can't. You're too unique for me to imitate, Sly.
Sorry.
I can't. The problem is your voice because I can't be that buttery smooth.
I'm not.
Mm.
Yeah, but you are. Butter doesn't know that it's smooth. It's just butter. I don't know what that sentence means.
I don't either. And happy working. They find you. What are you doing with your life?
You can find me, Mr. Abby 1227, everywhere, working on a bunch of new player stuff for the influx of recent players we have. So you're new to X role, X content. Just going over a lot of the basic stuff again because there's just been a lot of new players. I have almost exhausted every possible goal I could set up before Endwalker comes out. So, Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters, been playing through those. 1 and 2 are 100%ed. 3 is almost done, probably be done with that tomorrow. Then I'm going to play Fantasian finally, which was Sakaguchi, the grandfather of Final Fantasy. His own title that's only available exclusively on Apple. As annoying as that is, I have a method of playing it. Then hopefully more Pixel Remasters, Mortal Shell, like I mentioned earlier, for Shenpai. It's DLC in like a week and a half, so I'll probably play that. And then I don't know what I'm doing up until everything comes out. Unlike Sly, I'm not worried about October, because I don't expect it to be as busy for myself as he. Yeah, he's panicking right now. Look at him. I was going to maybe log into Sonic Adventure 2 and just play with the Chow Garden like later this year, because I kind of want to. That's me. He's busy stressing. I'm busy playing with Tamagotchis in a Sonic universe. And I want to finish Neo Twowie. I do want to finish Neo Twowie because the first 7-8 hours of that game have actually been great. So that's everything I got going on right now. And yeah, maybe we'll have some other stuff coming up. But that's going to be a wrap for State of the Realm. We're going to move on into a short post show. I say every time, though sometimes it's longer than others. But thank you again, both of you, for coming on. It was excellent.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations with Lunarcon 2021, and take your break before worrying about 2022. Take those minds, take them out of your head, place them on the pillow, turn the AC down to 72, and just chill.
Put the one brain cell in a glass case, leave it there for a while. Just leave it in the glass case. You won't need it for a while. You're good.
Put it in the Technodrome and just let it go to another dimension. There you go. Perfect. All right. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I don't know what our next show is going to be. Ethis has actually played through 5.55, but he has not finished Bozja. So we're getting there. All right. He's still in his adjustment period, and we're letting him take his sweet time. So that way he's not too stressed out about anything when he comes back. So we'll keep you updated on social or anything like that. But thank you for tuning in, and we will see you when we see you. So everyone.
Soon.
TM. There you go. TM. There you go. So everyone, have a good weekend, and bye-bye. Take care.
Take care.
Arrivederci.
Bye-bye.